Hello everyone, I believe you all acknowledge that learning English is now essential since English is a global language. Probably one component in language learning that is challenging for most of the learners is grammar. Grammar in the English language is the set of structural rules that govern the English language. It encompasses various aspects of the language such as parts of speech, punctuation, types of clauses and sentences, as well as the mechanics of the language. Mastering English grammar is essential for fostering competence in four basic skills, which are listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. However, in Indonesia, due to the limited exposure to English in everyday contexts, as well as the monotonous teaching model, particularly in grammar learning, it creates a boring learning environment and leads students to perceive negatively that learning English grammar is complex. To conquer the problem, designing English learning using gamification might be a solution to create a more engaging learning environment. According to Deterling et al., gamification is known as implementing game elements into a non-gaming context. Previous studies such as one by Zamzami et al. In 2022 have proven that gamification helps increase students' motivation and participation in language learning. In grammar learning, a variety of material exists which can be categorized into basic, intermediate, and advanced levels. Accordingly, the suitable elements of gamification that can be applied in grammar learning include quests and points. Quests consist of a sequence of challenges. By completing it gradually, students are able to increase their level of grammar knowledge continuously and get rewards after completing all the quests in the form of points. However, designing a gamified environment might be challenging since the lack of access to technology remains a significant barrier to utilizing gamification for learning in developing countries. Moreover, some schools may not have sufficient financial resources, and teachers may face difficulties in applying digital gamification into classrooms. Therefore, considering the obstacles mentioned, implementing the non-digital gamification can be an alternative way. In addition, although gamification has been well documented in many learning contexts, there is still a lack of studies on implementation of non-digital gamification, particularly for grammar learning. Therefore, I, Mahalia, and I plan to conduct research that aims to implement non-digital gamification into grammar learning to motivate students and improve their grammar performance, with the title Utilizing Non-Digital Gamification to Master English Grammar for EFL Students. For my study, I plan to utilize a quantitative approach since it relies on numerical data that can be measured constantly and objectively. Hence, the approach enables data connection within a short time with a large sample and can be carried out to monitor the effects and changes of an intervention. And the research design that will be employed is a pre-experimental design with one group pre-test and post-test, since the future study proposes to investigate the implementation impact of non-digital gamification in one classroom without comparison to the control group during the experiment. I plan to involve senior high school students from a public school in Bandung, approximately 30 to 40 students as the participants. Before conducting the real treatment of the research, seeking permission from the related teacher and distributing a consent form to students is important to ensure that they are willing to participate in the research. And after getting the consent from the students, I will collaborate with the teacher to develop a grammar pre-test assessing students' grammar knowledge that will be administered before implementing the treatment. The test will be related to the ongoing lesson in the form of closed-ended questions with multiple choices. Since the study employs a pre-experimental design, all students will be exposed to non-digital gamification during their English learning process. After a 4-week treatment period, the questionnaire and the post-test will be distributed. The questionnaire contains closed-ended questions employing 5 Likert scales that will verify whether there will be an increase in their motivation. Meanwhile, the post-test will be related to the ongoing lesson to examine if there is an improvement in students' grades. Upon completing those stages, the collected data will be subtracted quantitatively using SPSS as the statistical tool. Then, the results obtained will undergo thorough analysis and triangulation to generate the research report. That's all of my research plan presentation. Thank you for watching and goodbye.